Haunted Tennessee coverage continues. We go outside the box a little bit, head north to Kentucky.
That's because there's a house just over the state line that's rumored to be one of the most haunted in the South. Once a refuge for Confederate soldiers during the Civil War, Octagon Hall is now known as a sanctuary for the supernatural. Yeah, pretty spooky. News 2's Morgan Hightower spoke to people who swear they've seen and felt these spirits.
About an hour from Nashville, straight up 65 and 15 miles into Kentucky, is a place travelers go to find the intersection of Civil War history and an unexplained haunting.
It's what they call an enigma.
Octagon Hall served as a hospital for Confederate soldiers during the Civil War and a target for the Union Army. Ghost hunters say some of the soldiers who invaded never left.
He was a spy, and he would dress up as a woman, and his nickname was Sue Monday. He doesn't particularly like that name here in the house, so we try to always call him Jerome Clark. But that is his gun, and I think that's the reason why he's here.
Maria Duff is a ghost hunter who says she's had run-ins with most of the lingering spirits. Some, like Clark, she says she's talked to. Others, like a man they call Eddie.
You'll hear in the house, sometimes you'll hear a sound, and it's like he's dragging his leg.
Duff says Eddie mostly keeps to the attic.
And he was up there for 3 days before the Union Army left, and he was already deceased.
The family who lived here during the war had their own share of tragedies. 12-year-old Mary Elizabeth Caldwell died after her dress caught fire in the kitchen. Duff says she's seen her, heard her, and felt her.
When we've ran a ghost box session, she's told us that it was 7 days that it took her to pass away. This room makes me cry.
Billy Bird says he was a skeptic until he saw Mary Elizabeth down in the basement.
And the best way to describe it, she turned away from me and almost basically encapsulated herself and then just poofed into black dust.
As executive director of Octagon Hall for 17 years,
I've just, seen and heard so many different things.
Some of those caught on camera. They're set up all around the house and are constantly recording. In this video, the door to Mary Elizabeth's bedroom is seen closing, and Bird says it happened after the house was empty for hours.
Disbelief.
In this clip recorded last Halloween Eve, a light appears above the candelabra. No one was in the house, and Bird says there wasn't even a candle nearby.
You finally come to the position that, well, if it's not natural, it has to be supernatural.
Strange happenings seen and heard. Bird says he was in the room when this audio clip was recorded, but they didn't hear the voice until playing it back.
They take good care of you here?
But how can you prove any of this is real? Bird and Duff says the best way is to visit Octagon Hall and experience it yourself.
It's pretty awesome.
Morgan Hightower.
You would call it haunted.
News 2.
It's not meant to be proven, but it's curious. You hear all that stuff.
Yes.
The building standing alone, the octagon shape, it's a little eerie.
You like that part.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Okay, if you dare, Octagon Hall is open for ghost hunts tomorrow and Saturday night. Go.
Yeah, 6 hours, 6 p.m. to midnight, and it's $50. You can go to huntoctagonhall.com for more information.
All right.